Hello, it's me again. Now, today we are talking about something that is unusual because it is both terrible and Swiss. And modern. I guess some of the old Swiss stuff is bad. Most of the modern Swiss stuff is good. And, well, anyway, my point is that this is not, good. It's a C420 paper. Let's get started with that. Okay, so it's a C411. Wow, I haven't even been drinking. I'm just really tired. So it's a C411 paper unit, and it is a unique dumpster fire of paper unit technology, for a couple of reasons. First of all is that it has, instead of like a normal filter retainer or like the filter screwing into it, it has this little rubber thing, which really isn't that great. And you just kind of pop your filter in and cinch it down, which kind of works. Obviously, from a durability perspective, it's a little bit worrisome. Also, the other problem is that you can't really attach the filter to a hose with this thing involved, because you can't fit the filter through this thing, so you have to put this onto the hose or the mask, and then screw the filter on between that, which for obvious reasons isn't a great thing. So you have to remove the filter to apply that unit. The other bad thing about this system, I don't really like the bottom blow canister system anymore, because while it works with something like this where you have a single hole, because you can see here you have this single hole, that's where the air comes in. If you have an M95 filter, or N95, whatever the hell it is, or similar, here's a good example. You see how it has this massive grating? It's really not compatible with this. It's just going to deflect the air to the sides. So you're not actually going to get any benefit from that. And I say that because the mask and the paper unit came with 4 filters with this large baffle system to them. So it's like, great, you sent me incompatible shit. But it was cheap. Let's see, other basic complaints. I'll get to the battery situation a little bit. The other interesting thing is this is the air intake. These are exposed fan blades. Right there, entirely. Yeah, you can actually see the fan blades there. That's a little bit concerning. So don't really like that. Durability-wise, it's not really. I haven't tried attaching it to anything. Here's a shot of the bottom. You can see it says compact air supply unit, which is kind of cool. There we go. So yeah, this is technically a Casu. Casu. Not that it really matters. So, anyway, moving on from that, I just use this SGE 1000, which is a good example mask for this. Came with this, is kind of cool. It's a 70-degree angle hose instead of like a 90. That's also branded for Micronel, which is kind of cool. And so you take your filter with the proper bottom on it, you put it in this thing, screw that on, and then I've noticed this is easier to do with gloved hands, and I feel like that was intentional to the design of the device itself. But with a gloved hand, you basically take the bottom of this and twist it. That turns it on. Air goes in there. Air hopefully gets pushed through the canister. You don't have a really high flow rate with this because obviously it doesn't have the power of a C420. But that's okay, I guess. I don't really like how the hose is at this angle here. I don't know why they felt the need to do that. Let me turn that off. Now, so yeah, that's basically, it's a paper unit, put batteries in it. The batteries are the most infuriating part of this device, and I'm really, honestly, confused and a little bit disgusted with the battery system on this. Because, is that good? Yeah, that's perfect. Alright, so See, you guys probably can't see it, but here's the shape of a AA battery. This is not a coincidence, and there's a small dot on this. And let me get my gloves back on, because really this unit is difficult to operate without gloves, just because the plastic cuts a little bit. So, to remove the batteries, one puts your gloves on, you push in on that, and you twist it like that. So I twisted it that way, and now as you can see, come on, the batteries just sort of come out. And that's because they're actually spring-loaded in there. And so much like a, I don't know, they just kind of pop out. And then to reload them, there's 6 of them by the way, you just put one in, and you go back the other way. And I don't know, it kind of makes sense in decon situations. On the other hand, this is a bafflingly slow process compared to like a C420 or most of the other units. But this one you have to literally hand load each one. It's a little bit like loading that shotgun for Metro 2033. I don't really know. So anyway, that's all back together. And then you can test it and you see it still works. So yeah, that's the C411. Not a lot to it. Funky little unit. Doesn't make a lot of sense to me, I'll be honest. Works with a Chinese filter. Doesn't work with a bunch of M95 filters that came with it. Why? I don't know. I wish I had more Swiss stuff here, although I really don't think it was made to... The weird thing is that that's Micronel made, right? And it came with, where's the M95? Here it is. Alright, it came with this, right? It came basically in the original package. It came with an M95. It came with an M95 canteen. You see where I'm going with this. It came with all this Micronel branded stuff. The canteen was Micronel branded. This was these are all rebranded, but it implies they're part of a cohesive set. This is branded Micronel. The hose is Micronel. All this stuff's branded Micronel. So it should be compatible. And it is. And then you get to the filters. Let me get the actual filter, because I just set it down. Anyway, you get all this stuff that should be perfectly compatible, because it's all being sold by the same company. One could hope for a little bit of, like, coherency in that department. Here it is. Yeah, okay, look at this. This Micronel safety. M95 canister with this weird cartridge, whatever the fuck. So that should be compatible. But as soon as you put this filter on that paper unit, all the air just starts going out the sides. Because again, you have this little rubber seal. And these don't seal well enough to each other for the air to go properly. So it doesn't go properly, it goes out the fucking sides. And this is effectively, you've strapped like a half-pound brick to yourself because you're an idiot. So yeah, that's what I've got for today. Not much else to say. It's a paper unit, not super complex. So yeah, thanks for watching.